My name is Carlos, and I've been a truck driver for over 15 years, traveling across Brazil with heavy loads. I've always enjoyed the freedom the open road provides, especially the calm of driving at night. However, that particular night felt different. It was dark and rainy as I made my way home after a long delivery. Exhausted, my mind was already focused on getting home and resting. The road was empty, just me and the gentle sound of rain hitting the windshield of my truck. As I approached a sharp curve, something unexpected caught my eye. On the side of the road, illuminated by the headlights, a mysterious figure stood out. At first, I thought it was just a person in need, maybe another trucker dealing with some kind of trouble. I slowed down to get a better look at the situation. When I turned on the high beams, the sight became clearer. It was something I could never have imagined. The figure looked like an angel, with enormous wings, but they were broken, hanging awkwardly around its body. Its pale skin and haunting appearance were like something out of a nightmare. The figure raised one hand in what seemed to be a plea for help. I felt torn. As an experienced truck driver, I've always believed in helping those in need on the road. But something about this being filled me with unease. Maybe it was fatigue or fear of the unknown, but I hesitated to stop. Even so, I couldn't bring myself to ignore the scene entirely. I slowed down even more, battling the urge to just drive away. As I got closer, I noticed the figure remained motionless, with an expression that combined pain and desperation. Its wings, visibly damaged, were twisted unnaturally, sending a chill down my spine. Then, something terrifying happened. The figure opened its mouth and released a piercing scream, more like a mournful wail, that echoed through the empty road. The sound made me slam on the gas instinctively, leaving that vision behind. My heart raced, and my hands were clammy as I sped away, trying to distance myself from the disturbing encounter. Yet, no matter how far I drove, the image of the figure lingered in my mind. The darkness around me felt heavier, and the silence was almost unbearable. I tried to calm myself, convincing myself it might have been nothing more than a nightmare or a hallucination brought on by exhaustion. But then something even stranger happened. The lights on my truck began to flicker and fail until they went out completely, plunging me into total darkness. I tried to turn the headlights back on, but nothing worked. I was practically driving blind, struggling to keep the truck on the road. That's when I noticed, right in the middle of the road, the same figure I had seen before. I swerved to avoid it, but I lost control of the truck, which veered off the road and crashed violently into a tree. Luckily, I was wearing my seatbelt and wasn't seriously injured. Still shaken, I stepped out of the truck and looked around. To my surprise, or perhaps relief, there was no sign of the figure that had caused the accident. Shaking with fear, I started walking down the road, hoping to find help. Some time later, a passing driver stopped and took me to a hospital for medical care. After the incident, I heard stories from other truck drivers who had also seen the same figure, a broken-winged angel linked to mysterious accidents. What disturbed me most was learning that none of the drivers who stopped to help the figure had survived. Since that night, I've avoided that road, but the memory of the encounter still haunts me. In the town, many believe the angel of the road is a vengeful entity, a curse targeting travelers who cross its path. I'm not sure what I saw or experienced that night, but I know I was one of the lucky ones who managed to escape with my life.